Hello everyone, Fifi here. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, what a year we've had this week. It's what it feels like. The craziness continues, as predicted. We've had all emblazoned across the news here. A woman has been arrested for posting inaccurate information online. This was regarding the Southport stabbings, which I'm not even going to go into here. Let's just say there's a lot of question marks hanging over that whole episode and what it's kicked off. But yeah, so arrested for posting inaccurate information online. And of course, mainstream media has never broadcast anything inaccurate or misleading or actually provably false. No. So they're gleefully relaying this to the public. In other news, from batshit crazy Britain, we've got gesticulating and shouting in the faces of police is now enough to get you landed with a 2-year prison sentence. So forget arrests and cautions and things like that. No, that's enough now. Gesticulating and in the faces of police is enough to get you dumped in the slammer for a couple of years. We've got Keir Starmer, our illustrious new elected leader, WEF lackey, continuing to do the bidding of his masters. Labour's got new plans, which of course are not new at all, to force tech giants, so read social media platforms, places where there's still an element of free speech allowed. I mean, very, very restricted, as we know, but no more. This is the tech giants will be forced to ban fake news, whatever that is, whatever they decide fake news is, that's out. And also to suppress certain posts, even if they're not illegal. They'll be required to do this. Of course, there have been rumblings of this for a long time. We knew Starmer was going to go after social media. He's really got it in for Telegram, because that's more or less uncensored. But lest we forget, our Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, man of the people, he proudly announced in an interview, this is about 18 months ago, that if he had to choose between Westminster and Davos, unequivocally, he would choose Davos. He's literally told everyone that when it comes to where his loyalties lie, no, it's not his own country's parliament, albeit as corrupt and compromised as it is. No, it's the World Economic Forum for him. So they're not even hiding this shit anymore. They're not even hiding it. Everything we're seeing play out is the control system's MO. And it's the Freemasons motto, 33rd degree, Freemasons motto, Ordo ab Chao, which roughly translated from the Latin is order out of chaos. So it's actually the New World Order out of manufactured chaos. It's not new, it's as old as the hills, and it's control out of chaos. Their so-called order is rigid, tyrannical, complete control over the masses, and it's manipulated through hatred out of fear, which is all piped into the mass consciousness through lying, fear-mongering mainstream media, and actually even some alternative media is definitely pushing this divide, albeit in a different way, and stoking those flames. And it can be very overwhelming. There's so much fabrication out there, so much exaggeration. There have been numerous reports now of authorities, local authorities, encouraging or advising residents and businesses to stay at home, stay inside, because there's riots coming. They're planned. They're to be on the streets, and nothing. So they're pushing the fear, ramping up the fear factor, having everybody expecting the worst. And so the game goes on. So it goes on. It's nothing we've not seen before. But obviously, as we get closer to 2030, these things, I think, are going to just be more and more commonplace. But it's not going to work. It's ultimately doomed to failure. Believe it or not, and it can be hard to believe, I get that. I really get that. But we are actually hardwired for harmony. We are social beings. We need each other. And it's been proven time and time again that our natural state, if you like, it is with each other, is collaborative. It's not competitive. This is introduced. It's like that, the analogy with the ants in the jar. They're in the jar and they're just getting on with it. And it's when that jar is shaken up, the chaos is introduced and they all turn on each other. And whoever's shaking the jar is not the focus of attention. It's as old as the hills. We've got so many examples of that human spirit, that innate human spirit shining through. You just think of the Christmas truce in 1914, for example, things like that, when people really, really are under the most horrific pressure and real genuine survival, actual physical survival. Still we see this. If there's any way out, if there's any shaft of light, that people will migrate towards it. I just need that bit of encouragement, because it's what we want. It's what we look. War itself. How do you get all these people to fight in these wars? Because there's this, albeit fake, promise of peace at the end. We all want peace. We all want peace, and that's how I keep the faith burning, even in the darkest moments. And I have very dark moments. like all of us do, it's natural. It wears you down, and they count on that too. It's very wearing, all of this. But I'll just finish with a quote that I put out there this week that really resonated, and it's something I've always just had this instinctive knowing. And it's this. It's a Leo Tolstoy quote. There is something in the human spirit that will survive and prevail. A tiny and brilliant light burning in the heart of man that will not go out no matter how dark the world becomes. And remember, it's always darkest before the dawn. Don't give up. Keep the faith. Keep the love. Don't buy into the hatred. Don't buy into the fear. Don't buy into their game. Love you loads. Sending huge hugs. Speak to you soon. Take care. Peace.